The silent road. João was an experienced truck driver, used to spending days on the road transporting cargo across Brazil. That night, his destination was a small town in the countryside of Minas Gerais, where he had to deliver a shipment of automotive parts. The route included a stretch of road known as the Silent Road, infamous for its lack of self-service and the eerie stories truck drivers told about it. João was not one to believe in superstitions. To him, ghost stories were just tales meant to scare newcomers to the profession. However, something about that night unsettled him. It was midnight when he entered the Silent Road, and a thick fog began to descend, draping the asphalt like a ghostly veil. The first few kilometers were uneventful, but João soon noticed something strange. There were no other vehicles on the road, not even lights from nearby farms or lampposts. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the sound of the truck's engine and the wind rustling through the trees. He turned on the radio to dispel the loneliness, but all he got was static. Suddenly, a shadow crossed the road ahead. João slammed on the brakes, the truck skidding to a stop. He grabbed a flashlight and stepped out of the cab to check if he had hit something, but there was nothing, just tire marks on the pavement. "I must be tired," he muttered, climbing back into the truck. As he resumed driving, he noticed that something had changed. The truck's dashboard lights began to flicker, as if there was an electrical problem. Then the radio, which had only been playing static, started emitting a low, whispering sound. João turned it off, but the sound continued, as if someone were speaking inside the truck, uttering faint, unsettling words. Then he saw it in the rearview mirror. A man sitting on the back of the truck, motionless, his eyes glowing as they reflected the taillights. João hit the brakes again and jumped out to confront the intruder, but the truck bed was empty. Shaking, he got back into the cab and stepped on the accelerator, driving as fast as he could. The road seemed endless, and the fog grew denser, as if it were swallowing the truck whole. The whispers on the radio grew louder, now clearly calling his name. "João! João!" He began to pray, something he hadn't done since he was a child. That's when he saw a figure in the middle of the road, dressed in white, with long hair covering its face. There was no time to swerve. The truck passed through the figure, but João felt an impact, as if he had hit something real. Reluctantly, he stopped again and stepped out with the flashlight. A woman's body lay sprawled on the asphalt, blood dripping from her head. Terrified, he approached, but the woman opened her eyes and grabbed his arm with an unnatural strength. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered, before vanishing into thin air like smoke. João ran back to the truck, locked the doors, and drove away without looking back. The whispers on the radio had turned into screams, and the dashboard lights flickered like a Christmas tree. He saw shadows running alongside the truck, figures that looked human but whose faces were distorted and hollow. At last, he spotted the lights of a gas station ahead. When he stopped, the truck's engine died completely. João stumbled out of the cab and into the convenience store, where the attendant looked at him in surprise. "Are you okay, friend? You look like you've seen a ghost." João recounted what had happened, but the attendant just shook his head. "You must be tired. Many truckers say that road plays tricks on the mind. But don't worry, you're safe now." João decided to spend the rest of the night at the gas station. When morning came, he went to inspect the truck. Everything seemed fine, except for one thing. On the truck bed, there were bloody handprints, as if someone had tried to climb aboard during the night. He never drove through the Silent Road again,